Hi, this is Pal again, and here's this week's update, what I've been working on. So, this actually took me a bit to learn. This case is learning how to do geometry nodes, and, well, yeah. It's not, it wasn't too hard, like, it was actually just really kind of relaxing, trying to try something, learn something new. And I actually quite enjoyed it. So, this week's reference images I've been using so far, at least I can pull it up. To close this out, and open up reference images, alright. There we go, and we're gonna move this to the side. And there we go. So this is this week's reference images. So basically, I've been actually been studying these bricks all week. And I learned that I actually learned to do a pattern, like a brick-like pattern right here. So when I learned to turn this back on, so you have this kind of pattern. It's not 100% accurate, which is fine. Now, I also saw some greens here where you can see some moss. So I decided to, whenever I just amp up the moss a bit more onto the brick itself. I'll layer some moss on top of the bricks, between the bricks, and all that stuff. But now I was like, why not just add some variety, some colors, some differences? Because you look at this image, it's kind of bland in my eyes. But there's a lot of detail there. There's some dirt. I actually should put some dirt in here instead. Dirt, moss, whatever. Mix some two shaders up and color good. But yeah, so honestly, I'm actually kind of liking this one right here. So this one took me a bit to actually learn because learning geometry nodes was a different story. Because unlike modeling, it's kind of like you make the shape, color good. Geometry nodes allows me to automate that. And what do you mean by automate that? So I'm going to show you for a second. I'm going to show you for a few seconds what I mean by that. So in this case, I'm going to go hide the stone path, and grab a fence path. Boom. I also made a fence a while back. Like last week was the first thing I made. I was like, holy cow, you know. This one I actually had like this is three different fences right here, so I'm gonna hide this and show these three, but one at a time. So here's fence number one. It has 3 knots. Alright, 5 knots in this case. Okay. Fence number two has 2 knots. I got lazy, really, actually. And I could have maybe add more detail by adding a few knots on the bottom. And another one is like, yeah, they're the same fence basically, but they're shaped differently. All right, so as the what's it called? The illusion of how I say this, it's not the same thing. Like if you look into it really hard, you realize there's a pattern, and that's okay. But the reason why I'm learning how to use geometry nodes is because a, what if I want to make a bunch of fences like this, or like this, or like this? I'm gonna do that, and we'll just see. Look at that. Wait. Oh no. Oh, that's gonna. So now we zoom that, and yeah, there we go. Look, see, we made like a little curve. So that's the whole point of why I want to learn geometry nodes because I really don't want to put this manually. That's a lot of work. And to be frank, to be honest, for those who actually knows of the program, for example, it's like manually entering your bills, on your spreadsheet to learn like, hey, what I did today, Oh, instead of manually recreating or duplicating so many, of the same bricks to lay them out perfectly or wherever, I'm just gonna make a few bricks or a few fences that are different. Then use geometry nodes such as this, where they just follow the path, follow the curve, and whatnot. And I can make a whole fence line and call it good. And I'm looking for like, now does this look realistic enough? In my eyes, yes, this serves its purpose. I don't need to go too heavy detail like I did with the unit models. So honestly, I'm liking this a lot because these took me some time. Not too much. Actually, get me. Like, I finished this in 1 hour. Like I finished the fence in 1 hour, then I took another hour to learn geometry knows how I do this, follow this tutorial and whatnot. And so far, like I've been enjoying myself with learning this new topic. Like this was new to me. So now you might be wondering like why am I doing this? So at the same time I also learned how to do cobble. That was just more like a little mini fun project. But to be exact, I have a bunch of bricks. Like I made a bunch of bricks for different purposes. And the reason is because let's go. I'm gonna pull up the image again. I'm gonna pull up the image. Hold up, hold up. Reason is, you look through this entire image, there are different size bricks like this, different ways of bricks like this, and different paths, you know? And large bricks, small bricks, like some like this one, I can repeat this brick a long way. Alright? I can repeat this pattern in a long way. It's all about the pattern, and I'm starting to learn that and use math to my advantage. And what I mean by math, I mean I really mean math. Like, let me go use this let me go use the diagonal bricks as an example. So in this case, so you might be wondering, okay, it can't be too hard, right? So it's not too hard once you understand it. But at first, I started to make like a grid, just a basic grid to lay out. All right, this is the area I want you to make the bricks in. The area. Then I have the actual bricks in a certain size. So I'm gonna review this. So this is what it looks like. All right. All right. Then then I rotate it. Quite literally rotate it. Again, this is just a grid. That's what this entire thing is. This that here. Can I rename this? Like this is just like, you know, the area where I'm building it. Then I do the same thing up here. I duplicate it and I did the same thing up here. Because that's at the time that's how I knew it. Rotate it, bam, moved it, bam. Then we joined them together. Then we realized this is extrude upwards, so it has some, it looks like actual bricks, not like a flat picture. Gets give it a smooth shake. I don't think we actually need that now. Think about it. There we go. That looks more like an actual brick to me, at least, because the bricks in the picture were not like smooth. So this is fine. But that's what I do with the bricks. And today, this is all today. Like I finished this, I think in about 2 hours. Well, realistically, about 1 hour actual work, the other hour like somewhere between I got distracted with my father and I realized stuff. But in about an hour and a half ish, let's go with that. I finished this entire thing. I had to make a whole new bricks, whole new line right here. But as you can see, let me go get the dirt plane. As you can see, if I lower this, just wow, just it just oh, it's just looks amazing to me. I like it. I love it. I love it. And like again, that's just the dirt. It's just a filler. Is it really the actual dirt? No. I'm not going for the actual. I'm not trying to make a real life. I'm not trying to make a replica. I'm trying to get it just enough where like I feel satisfied with the quality I'm doing for myself and for everyone else who feels it. But we get the bricks down, and next thing you know, like okay, now what do I do next? Well, might have to go readjust it, but I get the pattern right. So therefore, we continue and start moving along. All right, because what I've done last week since today was basically I do a lot of bricks. Like I show you my reference images right now. Like my reference images is just bricks. All right, like bricks. See, look at that, bricks. Like look at that. See, even more bricks. It's crazy. But I learned there's like dirt, cobble I hear. Like I'm not doing the cobble thing for a waste for a reason. I learning cobble. But look at that, like my god, it's like there's a lot of detail in these maps, and for those who don't know, this is the Whiteout Fort, and it's just a map in Conqueror Blade if you don't know what it is. And as you kind of notice, I'm starting to learn how to make bricks. Oh, I'm so glad I learned to cobble. I'm so glad I learned the bricks cobble like this. Sweet. But I'm learning this to get better. Because right now I'm trying to make a fort, make a 3D environment for my characters. And in order to do that, there's a lot of props and materials. Like, for example, right here in this circle right here, this is like a little fence area around like a shed. And that reminds me, I also made a wheelbarrow as well. So I won't be going all over the place, but it's for a good reason. So let me go find the wheelbarrow. Oh, it's not this one. Oh, yeah, it's not this file. That's right. There it is. The wheelbarrow. And that's it. Like, I made a wheelbarrow. I'll probably have to go redo the texture, the UV textures on the wheel again. But so far, I love it. It looks real enough to my eyes. Like, it served its purpose. I don't need to go more in depth into it. I don't need to make it hyper realistic because I know I won't focus on the wheelbarrow. I know I won't. So that's this week's what's it go? That's this week's what's it go? Update. I'm live, like upload this on the YouTube. But really, like, I don't know. I've been enjoying myself and it's kind of been cool lately for me. Like, it's honestly so cool just to what's it called? Just learn in general. Like, I don't know what to like it for everyone else, but for me, it's been more like a dream come true for me. It's been like a dream come true that I get to work on something like this. But do we have any other what's it called? Honestly, like if you're really interested in doing like supporting me, I guess. Because I'm trying to make this like a weekly thing now. I made up my mind, do this weekly, just a blog. Just like a little vlog. It's not gonna take too much time. It's gonna be near the end of my night when I do finish all this stuff. And I think it's gonna be like a weekly thing, maybe around like Wednesday or Thursday when I go upload it. That's it. Publish it. Yada yada. But yeah, this week's is all about bricks, I guess. Bricks, bricks, bricks. I think next week's gonna continue to be about bricks or maybe trees. Maybe take a little break from bricks. Cause yeah, been staring at bricks all the entire time. This is what I get for choosing medieval games and stuff. Maybe I should learn how to do trees next. Because I spent a lot of time because what's it called? Last week I spent a lot of time researching and finding materials that are free to use without any paywall behind it and without any common sense. Because I also realized that I'm not gonna spend like what's it called a few hours just to make a new material, quickly, like to make a new material to get it just right or how it works. Because right now I'm like, okay, I want to finish this in a reasonable amount of time, not like months, years myself. Not like painstakingly add every single detail on this brick. Like, oh yes, we need to add like a bajillion amount of bricks, like topography or whatever it is, or faces or edges. No, that's why I learned geometry nails because this will cut my time quite a bit. Because that's why I never show you this because unlike this one's using a curve, yes. However, I can also use drum roll, please. Boop, 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 boop. I'm gonna do it here. Nah, that looks bad. But look, we can expand, make it smaller. Like, isn't that cool? Like, I can just make this bigger and smaller. And all the bricks are randomized too. So no matter what we do here, they're all random. They're all random. Like, I'm not. So, like, it gives that increased depth I like. That increased depth. And to be honest, in actuality, to fit the image better, I'll probably shrink this more or squeeze it a bit more. Maybe, reduce the what's it called? The top part where like, reduce the what's it called? The mesh top, to make it more a little bit more flat. Because right now the two sides are kind of a bit too bumpy, too tall. Let's go too tall than the rest of the bricks in this case. So I'll probably go fix that myself. But until then, like, here's the thing: if people want to support me, simply subscribe, like, whatever you think is best. Because I'm not gonna set up Patreon yet until like maybe later, because I'm not into that mindset yet. Because currently I got a lot of time, and I got enough to pay my bills, my rent, my food, whatever. So, yeah. So, well, hope you guys have a nice day and have a good weekend or wherever you guys thinking. But see ya.